You're taking what was a Lamborghini or would have been destined for the scrapper, and you're actually making use of it with a Chevy. It's like the most American thing. Yeah, America. So it's, even though we're Canadian, but
this thing is not nice.
No,
like it's not nice at all. But
the
amount of attention it gets is crazy. It's wild to me, because then we have stuff that like is so nice and it just completely is missed. And it's like, that's the stuff you're truly proud of.
Yes.
This, I am not proud of this. Like, do not judge my abilities based on this vehicle. Like,
welcome back to another episode of Modify with TrickFactory Customs. If this is your first time watching, my name is Elvis.
Tim.
Rob.
I love the little pause. You were just like,
I paused for dramatic effect right there.
Yo,
you can almost see the gears turning. It's like,
it's like, what do I go with today? Yeah,
I got nothing.
If it's your first time watching, we're Modify with TrickFactory Customs. I know, actually, we are TrickFactory Customs. This is Modify with TrickFactory Customs. We build cars, and we also love to talk about cars. We're based here in Canada, Coquitlam, British Columbia. I just mixed all of that up, but I feel like this week there's a lot to talk about because, case in point, our Lamborghini Urus Chevy Tahoe body swap, chassis swap thing has almost taken a life form, or is taken what would you say, like a life form of its own? I don't know. It just, everything we post about that car has just been insane. Like it's fun for us, but everyone else, it's so invested in the story and just how ridiculous that thing is.
The most confusing part is, like, no matter how we present it as though it's just a fun thing to do, and it's not, we really have very little invested in it. Well, we do have, like, if you want to put dollar value to parts, there's some money there, but it's not what we do. Like, how many people are like so stoked about it and think it's like, you guys are killing it, and it's like, no. It's also, I just saw one comment, actually, you're gonna get a crack out of this, but it was comparing the Evo to the Lambo, because this one was like saying, it's like, man, the Evo is crazy, but this thing is like, man, this is not even the universe.
It's not the same thing. So the Evo is back there. If you do not know, it is Tim's 1500 horsepower like monster that he built for SEMA a few years ago. And you had a lot of money invested into that, especially when compared to, I mean, the Tahoe is still some money, but
comparatively, it's
comparatively significantly less. But it's gotten, in the past few weeks, it's gotten so much social media attention. It's mind blowing. So.
Yeah, it blows my mind when we start looking at the stats, the data of social media with this thing. It's crazy, and it's so exciting. People are so excited about it, which is really, really cool, because if you know us, our little crew, and when we're building this thing and like looking at it every day, we can't help but be excited about it too. So it's cool. We're at a really cool place with it right now, and it's kind of become a thing. And pretty excited. Like, you know, there's a huge disconnect that a lot of people think that this is like our actual job.
I know.
Building this Lambo. Like, why is it taking so long? You know, what's going on here? And it's like, well, you know, honestly, like, we barely scratch.
We've hardly even worked on it.
We can barely scratch together a couple hours a week to put into this thing. Like, honestly.
So
it's really difficult.
Like, the reality of this project is, we got maybe 15 hours into it.
Like if we had to total the amount of time spent, but it's not a lot.
But it's not just us though, because I feel like we had Spencer, Brett, all of those. So if you total all those hours of those individual,
like if you talk individual man hours, I mean, it starts to accumulate a little bit. But
but for the most part, compared to,
everybody knows you don't calculate that when you're talking project ones. Come on, man.
Everything's free.
You just don't do that.
You just get a $2,000 turbo and you're done.
Exactly. And again, if you do not know what we're talking about, you're like, what in the world are these guys talking about? So you go check out our YouTube channel, TrickFactory Customs, Instagram, all of that, TikTok, and it's just pretty cool to see what it's done so far. Like, our YouTube channel is kind of small. It's still small. It still is in its infancy. Only like 15,000 as of us talking now. But this same time last week we had 10,000.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's kind of funny though, because it's like the shop is taking on like an alter ego.
yeah.
Because like on one side we're like striving for perfection, and then at the other side is like this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's the interesting way of putting
Sawzalls
it.
come out and everyone's being jackasses and just whacking away on this thing, and it's like the fact that it's got so much traction is just so mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, like on Instagram, just for let me just give some stats. It has gotten, I don't know, bring on my phone, but it's gotten about 2.8 million views. Like just one video we put up on Instagram. We've gotten we had only 35,000 followers last week. Now we have 64,000
64.
already, and so we've doubled, and it took us like a long time to get to 35,000. And because we posted this video or these few videos, it's just blown up for the most part. And so we just want to talk about all of that today, and just more details about that build, because I think it's very important to, I don't know, dive into it and actually see what it is, what we have left to do, because there's a lot that we have left, and where we're at in the project, and also for future builds as well, because people have been asking, or I guess a bell constantly is ringing in my head of, it's like, we have these projects, or we have this project now, but what else is there going to be? Because this Lambo is not going to do great on social media forever. Like, I feel like there's a wave that we're riding now.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's going to probably like flatten out or just continue to go. And there has to be things that we have to do to keep on going. And I think that is also a trend that we see with social media today, which I think is important, is like someone like Tavares, for example. He started out doing like things like a $20,000 Supra, gradually escalated to McLaren, Lamborghini, and now he has a McLaren P1. And it's like, where do you go from there? Not saying we're comparing this build to Tavares' build, but it's just like, where do you go from, even for him, like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, but you can see how you could get wrapped up in this and start chasing it.
Yep.
And then it just keeps going and going. And I think the production cost just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. So I don't know where you go from there. Like we had a discussion about it, and it's like, yeah, it's hard. Like this was almost another one of those like perfect storms that we just kind of had these things, and then the light bulb goes off. I'm like, hey, I wonder if we could actually do that. Then you go and do a bunch of research and dig around, and then here it is.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, for us being like, this is just a fun sort of project to sort of bring the crew together, using up like, you know, miscellaneous, you know, leftover parts or whatever from all the years of us doing this stuff. I mean, the other side of it is we're not a content creation shop specifically.
No.
So like Tavares, you know, he's
That's
made
what he does.
He's made a really good career out of that, and like we're not trying to compare what we're trying to do to anything like that. So I mean, moving forward from the Lamborghini, I don't know if we're ever gonna be looking at it in the same sort of way. Like at the end of the day, we're a functioning shop, and like Tim was saying, like the Jekyll and Hyde thing, like our primary focus is like build quality on our real projects for real clients, and like we take that very seriously. This is just a fun outlet. Now all the social media attention that we're garnering right now, and like this rapid rise in all of our socials is pretty cool, but I don't really feel like this is going to be the thing that like determines who we are and where we go from this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right?
I think there'll probably always be like, just from our shop culture, it's been fun. So I could see continuing on and doing something again, like in a similar manner, but I don't think this will be, because I still like building super nice.
Fun.
So it's like, this thing is not nice. Like the fact that we've gotten, like, no, seriously, like the fact that we've gotten comments on it, like, oh man, you guys are killing it. It's so awesome. You guys are so talented. You're like, what?
No, it's not.
No, man, this is like, it's wild to me, because then we have stuff that like is so nice, and it just completely is missed. And it's like, that's the stuff you're truly proud of.
Yes.
This, I am not proud of this. Like, do not judge my abilities based on this vehicle. Like,
You're not proud of
this should not be a representation of my shop.
Yeah,
like, there's just no way.
I mean, I can only hope that, you know, anybody listening or watching this video or podcast goes to our main channel, looks and watches all of our other videos for all of our actual, like, our real project stuff.
Yeah.
And I hope that they'll use that as a representation of like what we're trying to achieve in business, in automotive creation, you know, and that's who we are. This is, I just see this as a fun sort of exercise for our little group in our shop to sort of get together and like just let it all out and like enjoy, like take a step back from like seriousness and just enjoy the creation of something that literally makes no sense at all. And you can, like, when I watch our videos, I see that.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Each and every
Everyone
one of
is
us, when we
smiling
watch,
ear to ear.
I'm like, it is fun.
Yeah.
And like, even like with the vehicle, the Euro just sitting there parked, like I can't help but smile.
Yeah.
When I see it, because it makes my soul feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're probably, a couple weeks behind YouTube. So having it parked out on the street as the actual
so
Euro
funny.
is so funny.
Yeah.
And the first day we
People are
pulled it out
circling
there,
around, coming back. Everyone's got their cameras out. I had some guy in the shop yesterday, just like, I had to see this thing.
yeah. So that was really interesting. Like some guy like follows us on socials. He just popped in. Man. Like this is fucking SeaWorld.
I had to see it.
I got to see what you guys are doing over here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, you earned a sub.
Yeah. But like you said, I really hope it does translate to not just this build, but I hope like the views and all of that translate to the rest of our content too, because I feel like that is what a lot of social media people struggle with, like build to build.
Yeah.
Like they get this crazy following, crazy thing, and then when it's over, it's like, what do you, and that's where the idea of topping each other, topping the next one, and it gets crazier and crazier.
And we fall prey to that just in our own little world too. Like we're always trying to top the last thing. Like, you know, every single time you do something, it's got to get better and better and better, and it's going to cost more, and it's going to take more time, and it gets more outrageous, and that's just the nature of pursuing perfection.
Yeah.
You know, and these guys like major content creation or creators, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like I can hope so as a viewer watching, like some people, I'm like, I just hope that they get better as the years go by. And some channels we watch, a
lot of them, I think,
I don't see that happening.
Worse.
And it's like, pfft,
like I watch a lot of channels, and it's like cool to see people strive to get better, and the projects get better, and the quality gets better. But I would say for the most part, most of them get worse.
So interesting.
Because they're trying to pursue the hype all the time.
The hype.
So, and then they got to get it together. And the reality is, this thing's not nice.
No,
like it's not nice at all.
Nice at
but
all.
the amount of attention it gets is crazy.
Insane.
So the amount of effort for the amount of attention that we've received is almost nothing. It's like it's like it was. I don't even know how. It's so mind blowing.
It's so mind blowing
because we'll put so much time into stuff, and then it's just like, oh, that's super nice. I can't afford that. You guys.
Yeah.
Whereas this thing, it's just like we put 10 hours in it, and it just breaks the internet, and everyone's going crazy and thinks we're hot now, and it's just like, man.
It's so interesting.
It is interesting.
I think part of the reason that has happened is just because it is relatable in a sense.
Yeah,
because you're taking essentially what was a Lamborghini or would have been destined for the scrapper, and you're actually making use of it, and it's with a Chevy. It's like the most American thing. America. So it's, even though we're Canadian, but it is.
Well, you see a lot of comments in there. It just says America on
it. I love that. It's so cool to see.
Yes. And I just realized we have done a previous video on when we started, or previous podcast on when we started this build, our Lambo Tahoe build, but that was like still in its infancy. Like we hadn't done any cutting. We were just like, I think we just got the Tahoe at that point and started like messing with it a little bit. And so this is kind of like an update on where we are. So for an update on where we are, what have we done? We have combined both of them pretty much. They have made some sweet love and they are one.
Two is now one.
Yeah. Yes, they have been married, even though it's with a few tacks only. Just speaking, they have had their marriage, and they're working on their next steps. That just sounds weird and terrible, just me describing it. But yeah,
you'll have to watch the video. Did you not? I think you actually titled the video that we're currently on. It's August 25th, 2023, right now.
Yes.
The latest video is two become one.
In holy matrimony.
Yeah.
But so what else do we need? Because first of all, we're not even done.
We just
combining both
barely
of them.
started.
Yeah.
Like we're literally just scratching. We just started making this an official vehicle just now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say we're probably at like a proof of concept phase.
Yeah. There's still a lot that needs to be done. We were gonna do long travel suspension.
Yeah, we
Are
were
we still
going
doing
to
that?
do
I
that.
think we're going to go away from that because it's just getting too big. And the reality of actually being able to get to use this thing and go have fun with it, the long travel is going to widen it another 8 inches, and then it makes it undrivable on the street.
And it makes it like the decision for probably not doing long travel is because where we live, we have to trailer this thing anywhere that we intend to actually drive it, because we can't drive it where we are. Like it's super urban here.
No, instantly jail.
Yeah,
Like if we lived in say Southern California and it was desert in our backyard, long travel all day long for sure. But it's not a practical thing for us here.
So we're probably going to do like a 6-inch lift on it. So it's going to get quite
Body lift or just
suspension lift.
suspension. Okay.
So just on the note of long travel still, because before we carry on anymore and get deeper in, we still intend to do long travel suspension on something, and we have a Porsche Cayenne that
we are doing a long travel on that?
We were talking about this a while back, and we just happen to have a donor Cayenne.
Yeah, happened.
We just happen to have one. It's kind of like how this Lamborghini body shell sort of is. It was gifted to us, and it's rough. It's in real
Was it
bad
the one
shape.
with the hail damage?
Yeah, super hail
yeah.
damage. We got the thing for free. It was donated to us, and we're like, why don't we do something stupid? let's put an LT4 in it and
That
make
seems
it
to
two-wheel
be-
drive and make it long travel.
That would be sick.
That sounds cool.
Like an
With
actual
pre-runner fenders
off-roady
and the whole
pre-runner
thing. We're like,
Cayenne.
Okay, so we're stoked. That's a thing. So I think the Euro.
Apparently we do have a plan for the next
Yeah, I
one.
guess you didn't know.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Is that gonna carry the same amount of traction? I don't think
Maybe
so.
not on social, but who cares? We're doing
I
it for
guess that's
ourselves.
true.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
We build for ourselves.
Yeah, that is true.
If anybody out there is listening or they're watching, cool, that's awesome. But we build for ourselves.
So should it be a Cayenne pickup?
What?
No.
that's
Come
weird.
on,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
Like a
Come
Ute?
on.
Like
How we
a
gonna
Ute?
afford people?
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude,
that's interesting.
if you want to see a Cayenne pickup truck, let us know. That would be a cool.
It's not bad.
Have
It's
you
not
ever
horrible.
seen a Cayenne pickup before?
Yeah, but see that question applies to a lot of things. There's reasons why you don't see a lot of things.
Yeah.
'Cause
Is there a reason
nobody
why?
wants to see them.
No, you never know. Because I know even like the off-roady Cayenne thing is booming right now. Like there's
Overlanding
there's a
style.
bunch of off-roady, but they don't have like long travel suspension. They just have like regular lift kits and all of that. But imagine taking it a step further and actually making it a pickup truck, like a 4-door pickup. Obviously, retain the 4 doors or something, but just take out the rear side and just put like
We do
the
have
two
a render of that.
the 2 wheels and tires from the back. Oh, like a trophy truck, dude. Wide fenders. Oh,
Maybe. I don't know.
come on.
We'll have
Maybe we
to
can
play-
drop
we'll
the
play
render
around.
and
Yes,
Yeah.
lead. Oh, you do? I didn't know you had a render for
I
that.
have a render. I had a render
Dude.
created like 2 years ago.
With the pickup?
It has the pickup style back end on it.
Yo.
With the twin spare tire carrier and the whole thing.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, so
So-
we'll try to put a picture of the render in and let us know what you think about this stupid idea.
So doing like this TFC internal, this cruise, shit talk sort of thing. All these ideas. These are what
This
we
is how
talk
it
about
happens.
every
Yeah.
day.
This isn't even really this is the lunch table.
Yeah,
Pretty much
Yeah.
every day at lunch
Yeah.
we talk
So
about
this is
stuff.
just a thing, and this is how the snowball begins to roll.
Yeah. And then we're also doing some other things too, because I wanted us to not only talk about the Uraho, because again, that's what we decided to call it, Lamborghini Uraho. We need badges made, and also let us know if you guys want to see some merch, because I was like, we should make merch for this thing for the amount of traction that it's getting, just because of how ridiculous it is. But
limited run.
Yeah, limited run. Yeah, that's what you call it.
We could probably do a limited run.
Yeah, like they'll post on Instagram, oh, we're selling 10. Who wants it? And if you sell 10, then you get more. And
you guys will have to let us know if you want merch for the Uraho.
Yeah, I think it'll be funny.
We'll probably come up with something. I don't know.
Or if you want to help us design merch, let us know as well. Reach out to us at media@trickfactory.com. But I wanted to talk about some other projects we have, which is we have stuff that's going to SEMA. SEMA 2023 is coming up in like very
what
soon.
are we
over 2 months?
We're like just over 2 months right now, are we not?
I think so, yeah.
So the actual SEMA crunch is well in effect.
Just to be clear, the Uraho is not going to SEMA.
No,
at least not this year.
Not this year.
No. So
It was invited, but there's just no.
we can't finish it.
We
It's
have
not
customer
possible.
stuff.
No, we got real stuff.
Maybe next year, if you guys want, if anyone wants to sponsor it or sponsor some things and give us parts that we can install on it for next year, let us know.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Reach out to media@trickfactory.com.
Hit us up.
Yes.
Buy some merch. Maybe we'll, fast track to Uraho. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. And so what is going to SEMA this year?
The electric G-Wagon.
Nice.
So this G-Wagon is a pretty special G-Wagon, though.
So what is it? Give some more
What
detail.
is it? It's like
It's a two-door cabriolet power top.
That is
So it's
so
actually an extremely rare and expensive G-Wagon, and we're converting it to EV.
Yeah.
But we're doing a lot of other fun things to it, and we can't really talk that much about it because I just signed
an NDA.
an NDA with somebody that's featuring it there, so we can't really show
Come
or
on,
talk
man.
too much about it.
No, we can't show like
We
video.
can put like little snippets of
Nope.
detail, right?
What's that?
We can put little
We can put
detail shots,
like build shots of it.
So we can't. So I'm just finding this out now. So for video stuff, we can't do any builds videos on it.
We can do videos of pieces we're building for it, but we just can't debut it before it gets there.
So we can do the build up until, but we don't display the final thing.
Right.
That's right. So like in your department, you can capture everything, and we encourage you to do that. After SEMA, we can put together a huge video. Sort of the build and lead up to SEMA.
So I can't. I'm just.
No, you can build hype for it for sure.
So I can't be like, oh, part 1 of this build.
No.
Or part 2. Come on, man.
Just detail shots.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this is just amazing.
It just leaves you wanting, doesn't it? Like this is we had a situation like this building the Evil Evo.
Oh, okay.
And
that's why it seems like it came out of nowhere. Because we had the same situation with the exact same
no social media,
same company. So when it debuted there, everyone was just like, "What the hell? Where did this come from?"
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah.
Holding it all in for that long. Like you want to just show the world all the time because we're excited about it.
Some parts that are gonna be on it, or no? What's the limit? Okay, so
we can say
what
whatever.
kind of parts are gonna be on the car?
we can talk about it, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about
We just can't really show what we're doing.
Yeah, so send it. Take it away. What parts does this thing have? What motors does it have? All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is basically the Revolt's engine package that they do, like their full billet engine package. Then it's getting Tesla batteries. We're doing a custom interior for it, so to sort of bring into that sort of futuristic EV vibe without going over the top. It's getting the what's the late model G-Wagon?
I don't know the model.
I can't remember the
model thing.
460 something. I don't know. Anyways,
it's
getting like the new style G-Wagon front end on it.
Not the Pan America. Is that what it's called?
No. The new one.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The brand new one, like the 2021 style front end on it. And then 4x4 square style suspension. So it's getting like a 4-inch lift.
So portals or no?
It's
no portals on this one.
The shocks are made from who?
Latec, I think.
Oh yeah,
maybe, I'm not sure.
Is it the guys from Germany?
Yeah, it's out of Germany.
Oh, dude, those guys build good, cool things.
Yeah, so it's basically going to be a short wheelbase, electric 4x4 square with a power top.
That's
pretty
going to be
sick.
amazing. Just the fact that it's a power top blows my mind because you never see anything done to the power
Nobody
tops.
touches the
They
power
just leave them
tops.
stock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're so expensive.
Because,
so rare.
okay, so just for the viewers that have no context what the power top is, what are the values going for these days?
I've seen the values depending on which one you have, because I think they started with a G320.
Oh, okay. Base.
So the base, the V6
Six
motor,
cylinder, yeah.
and then all the way up to, I think there's some super rare ones that are like a G55, so like the supercharged
yeah.
V8.
Wow.
But I think the base for a G320 is like 175 US or something.
That's crazy money.
And then you see some of the big boys like the G500s and the G55s are like 350,000 US.
That
So
blows
essentially
my
like
mind,
a half a
man.
million of our Canadian dollars.
And we're just changing one and making it electric.
Yeah.
It's so cool though. Like this particular client is just like he's just a fan,
He's awesome,
like a
yeah.
legitimate fan, very knowledgeable about the G-Wagon brand, and he's all about it.
bunch of
he has a
G-Wagons.
whole fleet of them.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's
So we have
amazing.
some other cool projects that are spin-offs of this one
Yeah.
that we're doing for him as well. So
So what's the other one? The truck, the military truck.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that one's actually pretty popular in the shop.
yeah,
and
it's
I
actually
never
really
saw one
popular in the real world too. So it's like all the drivetrain that's in the power top is coming out of it and going into, I believe it's called a Puke,
Yeah.
which is the original military version of the G-Wagon when it was built in Switzerland or wherever it was. That's whatever. I don't know. I have no idea.
And you can put imagery
Pictures,
up
yeah.
about that.
So
Yeah.
this is like a open top personnel carrier.
So sick.
It's,
And it's
so
super
cool.
super bare bones. It's like equivalent to like an H1 from the military. It's
Yeah.
just an empty shell. It's meant for hauling people around. So we're taking the interior and the drivetrain out of the G320 Cabriolet, which is nice. It's in perfect condition as you can imagine, and transferring that and installing a back wall and a roof and turning that into a legitimate G-Wagon pickup truck.
That's
Yeah, because
sick.
that Puke, that truck, I mean, it had a fabric back wall and
Yeah.
fabric roof.
So it's all canvas. It's
It
straight
was
up military
super
vehicle.
military. So you just picture what that is. So, like, you did a whole bunch of research and found a back wall conversion that still requires a crazy amount of fabrication and work involved to do it. But we're putting
Yeah.
a hard metal wall in it.
Wow.
You know, a real roof on it, and we just started doing some research about what that is. We want to have it.
Yeah, like a
we're
sliding
doing that
rag top on it.
sliding rag top.
Oh.
So that's full custom one-off kind of thing.
So this has been done before. Like there's other people that have converted them into pickup trucks, but
To the
this
level.
one is not like they haven't been done to the level that we're going to take it to.
We're-
'Cause
we're
we're
going-
shooting for
we're
like
going in.
OEM quality. Like this thing needs to look like it came out of the Mercedes showroom.
Yeah, so that's kind of the unique challenge in itself. I mean, like this client is like very much, he's all about the brand. And so us as full custom people through and through, it's really difficult for us not to just go really over the top and like just make it super outrageous. We're having to like dial back the sort of that need to get crazy.
Because these are almost parts bin kind of builds.
Yeah. Like OEM plus 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 plus.
All
Yeah,
OEM
so that's
stuff.
it.
And he's sourced out some like super rare OEM off-road wheels that were like produced in super low numbers and like all this kind of, and then consolidating into one place. So it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
is.
not normally what we do, but I mean, it's still fun. There's a little bit of custom in there left for us.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but having to build stuff to that level it's fun, like, and it's challenging. Like we were having a conversation earlier this morning. It was like, if you had to do what I had to do yesterday, like taking the dash and the harness and entire drivetrain out of a car and moving it to another car, it would normally stress the shit out of you. But I've gotten into this thing, and like now, for how well this thing is built, it's been super challenging to take it apart. But the appreciation for the vehicle now, I'm starting to get why these guys are so passionate about them, because I've never experienced a car that's this well built.
Like the engineering.
Like everything about it is just, it's so well built and so crazy. So you have to almost be in that mindset. Like, okay, if I was to overbuild this and make sure that this was never ever going to fail, where would I put the fasteners? And then that's where you'll find them.
That's so
because I mean, we
interesting.
talk about it all the time, like pulling the curtain back on like Ferraris and stuff like that. And underneath, you're like disappointed. You're like, huh, not much here.
Yeah.
Whereas this thing is crazy, like crazy. So I don't know. I like it. I've got a pretty good appreciation for it now.
Yeah.
And there's so
certainly
many
grown.
little smart little things about it. Like little, yeah, it's cool. Anyways,
Yeah, you can't help but appreciate it when you see it at that level. It's like, okay, I get it.
it makes sense now.
You can see why they are as popular as they are,
and
they
what's
last
crazy
forever.
is I've had a G-Wagon for like 12 years and never had the same appreciation for it until I had to take one apart.
Well, see, and that's testament to it right there. You've never had to take
I've
it
never
apart.
had to take it apart. It's always worked great. So
Yeah.
it's like I've never had to get into it. So now that I'm moving one to another, it's like bolt by bolt. It's pretty crazy. It's a cool car.
But I'm sure it's going to be different the way they're built now. Like if you would take a new one apart, like a 2022 versus
A 2022 is a
20
different
years ago.
platform than the 463.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's completely different. They changed all the suspension, everything.
I-
but up until like 2018, they're basically identical. Like
That's
that
crazy.
Pook, and then that one, which is a 1995, I think, is like bolt for bolt the same. Like vastly different in appearance, but everything translates. It's
That's
crazy.
insane. Yeah.
And right up to the new one. Like we have a 08 here, and it's like it's the same. You can take the parts off the old one, put on a new one.
That's so funny. I mean, I guess that makes the job easier. That's why you see some people get like the really old stuff, like the first gens, and like
Put
put
the
the new body
63
kit on
stuff
it,
on it.
and it looks pretty sick actually.
Yeah.
And they're not a
Yeah.
lot of money to buy the older ones too.
Yeah,
So-
see, that's that Pook one is you can buy that, and guys put the 63 stuff on it, but it has a 4-cylinder in it,
Yeah,
so you can't.
the
do that.
performance doesn't.
the
Yeah, it
performance
doesn't
does
match
not
the
match,
look.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those ones are smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Whereas this one will actually be decent.
That's pretty awesome. And then we also have a diesel that's going somewhere.
Into a different cabriolet.
G-Wagon.
So like the soft top, short wheelbase cabriolet.
Wow.
Getting the OM606
That's a-
fully built from Diesel Pump UK. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a cool motor.
It's a cool
Oh.
looking motor, and there's a lot of people out there that really love the motor. This is the first one that we've had experience with, so
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting into that one too. I can't wait to see that one come to life.
I want to build a something with an OM606.
Yeah,
just
they're
because
amazing.
They call them, if you don't know what it is, they're like the motors, I think early 2000s Mercedes, late 90s. I'm
Late
not sure
90s, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but they're diesel, turbo, obviously, and some enthusiasts call them the diesel 2JZ, pretty much. And they make a lot of power, like even not upgrading that too many things, like easy upgrades, like they make a lot. I haven't had one yet, but just seeing, I think I was thinking about doing one because I saw someone do it, but it's a diesel 240Z that the guy put
I remember that build.
so sick.
That
Team
was on
Boosted
a Team
or
Boosted
something.
YouTube
Yes.
channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
Which
So-
unfortunately I don't.
No, I think they sold it.
I don't
maybe,
think they're
or-
around anymore.
No, they're not
I
around.
don't see any more action from their
Sad.
channel.
But
that was a pretty cool build.
yeah, that was what actually got me interested in the OM606.
I had no idea that thing even existed till then. So that was a big deal, and now we got one in the shop.
So
in
how much
in a
power
beautiful
does that
crate.
make? Like 500?
No, that particular one is, I think I can't remember what stages they have, but that's like the 360 horse,
Really?
600 foot-pounds or something.
Oh, I thought it was way more power.
Well, the next
Interesting.
stage is 500 and 800 foot-pounds or something, but it's in a short wheelbase. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
gonna
Yeah,
be a
it's
lot.
not.
It's a small truck.
It's a
like
lot.
if you had a
It's
full size, you'd
plenty.
want the big boy, but for that one, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of torque too. Like over 500. How many you said?
I think it's 550.
That's a lot of torque.
Yeah, and this thing is like a short wheelbase G-Wagon is barely bigger than the Suzuki Samurai. Like it's really not that big.
That's a very tiny car or SUV. But yeah, I think that is.
Is that the one that's getting portals?
Nope, that's a G500.
Yeah,
it's
there's so
another
many.
one.
Well, there's
There's
a
so
fourth one.
many.
Yeah, and then that one we got to build some fun stuff for it too, wheel flares and
we
running boards
got so much amazing potential stuff in the very near future, and you guys are all going to want to pay attention to this.
But I promise we're not only a G-Wagon shop. We do other things too.
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place.
We do other things. The Porsche, the boys just finished polishing.
The miles
Yeah.
work.
The miles
buddy.
work. Yeah.
Turned out
That's
so good.
so good.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone's fired up about that
oh
one.
my
right
gosh, you could see literally your pimples in that reflection of that paint. It's
now. It is a mirror.
like glass.
It's
yeah,
perfect.
It's
There's
amazing.
a lot of hours in that paint job.
Yeah, it looks like it too.
So
I mean, that one, going into it right from the very beginning, we knew it was going to be gloss black. So all the body working took extra time. The boys had to get really deep into it. That one was a cool build, and it's a super sick car.
Yeah, it's
I'd say there's probably twice as much time into that one as there any other one. Because a lot of that style wad body kit seems to be not rushed to market, but as a car owner, they always seem to rush them to completion.
skip some steps.
You get so excited in like acquiring the parts and putting them on, and then just getting it out on the streets as fast as possible. And it's just like, yo, you gotta have patience in this stuff.
And I think we held ours back, and it's paid off.
Yeah,
Because we just took our time and let it sort of play out naturally based on our own shop abilities and time, and man, it looks good.
It looks amazing.
Like, it looks so good.
And we have so many custom bits on it. It's not just the wide body kit. Because,
That thing's got some really, really special parts on it.
Yeah.
Magnesium E88s. It's got a GT3 style cage in it.
Recaro pole positions,
pole positions
reupholstered.
that we reupholstered in leather and went so far as to emboss all the Porsche logos in it.
Alcantara interior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the aero pieces that we made. Now we got to build custom exhaust for it. So it's a pretty special car, but it's kind of just flew under the radar the whole time because we haven't been able to work on it consistently. But I think it played out to our favor because everything that's done to it is just done to such a high level that now that it's all together in one place, that thing's a showpiece.
Amazing. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to get to drive it to the last driven show.
I mean, your seat wasn't bolted down, but
That's true. So I did have a very embarrassing moment exiting the show at the end.
yeah, you
It
try to
was
floor, you're like
humiliating.
You just fly all over
But
the place.
live and learn. I'll never drive another car without the seat bolted down.
Yeah.
Ever again. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I know. Why,
Like,
why would
what?
you do it otherwise?
Yeah, our
Well-
milk crate was safer.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
the milk
honestly.
crate. Yeah, if you don't know the reference, the Lamborghini Urus currently / Chevy Tahoe currently has milk crates that we're using for seats and
I actually
ratchet
we
straps for
lost
seat
the-
belts.
Someone stole the milk crate.
I think
No
someone
way.
stole our milk crate.
No, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
From the Euro.
Come on, man. How petty can you be,
somebody
man?
had to have a little piece, and that was
Yeah.
like, yoink.
I had to drive it in on one knee the one day.
There was no milk crate?
Yeah, someone jacked the milk crate.
Yo.
Are you kidding
Honestly.
me, man? Come
No,
on.
it happened. It
They
happened.
saw we only had one seat and they took it.
Yeah.
They took our seat. Do they hate it that much?
I know.
Or do they love it
Oh
that
my
much?
gosh.
I don't know.
They wanted a keepsake.
They needed it.
So they can hang it on their wall and be
you know?
like, this is a Lamborghini Urus seat.
I don't condone thievery, but you do you.
Yeah.
You have that milk crate.
I think that's pretty much it. Anything else to chat about? Yeah, next week is going to be regular scheduled content. And so if you want to see more on everything that we talked about and future builds, you can check out our Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Trick Factory Customs, Modify with Trick Factory Customs, trickfactorycustoms.com. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.